this verse. Okay. Verse 1. Verse 14. That's 17, right? Let's start with verse 14. Together, let's read. For Christ's love compels us, because we are convinced that one died for all, and therefore all died. You know, if there is any transformation that should be evident in each of us, is that of our love that compels us to do everything. Or in whatever thing that we do, we should be compelled by love. Without love, we are nothing. In our living, in our giving, in our sharing, in our staying, in our worshiping, love should always be the compelling reason for what we should be doing. Pag nakikasabaan, do it in love. Pag nakay gustong i-correct, do it with love. Pag kumanta ka, do it with love. Pag nagsasalita ka, pag nagsiserve ako, I would always remind myself, I shouldn't just love preaching. I should love the people to whom I am preaching. Diba? Pag nagtuturo ka sa Sunday school, don't just do it because you love teaching. Love the people you are teaching. Love the people you are leading. And I'd like to encourage you to develop love as a motive. Number 2, live should no longer live for themselves, but live for Jesus. Live for Him. Because He is the one who died for you in a way. It's not your pastor, it's not the elder, it's not the chairperson. It was Jesus Christ who died for you. And therefore, do not live for others, but live for the Lord. And therefore, if there's one thing that we should be doing as evident in our transformation, this year of transformation, it should be holding on to Christ. Holding on to Christ, living for Jesus in all that you do, not for others, not for others, but for Christ. There's a song, there's a hymn. Living for Jesus, a life that is true, striving to please Him in all that we do. Not striving to please others in the things, in some things that we do. Verse 16, together let's read. We regard no one from a worldly point of view. Though we once regarded Christ this way, we do so no longer. Please, your old things would sometimes regard others based on your standard. Dapat ganito siya, mag-behave, ganito siya kasi ito dapat ang standard ng isang Kristiyano, ganyan, at ano pa. Maganda din naman yan, kasi kailangan din naman yan. Pero if there is any standard at all that we should use in terms of dealing with each other, it is the standard of the Lord. What did Jesus Christ do? And that is what we should be doing. And therefore, let us accept others the way Christ accepted us. The things that they did that are harmful to your body, to the organization, to the fellowship. No. Let's not condone, but rather accept the person, not what the person has done, especially when it is harmful. Regarding others. 4th, verse 18, together let's read.
All this is from God, reconcile us to Himself through Christ, gave us the ministry of reconciliation.
If there is transformation that should take place in our fellowship, it should be the building of this relationship. For after all, this is what our good Lord has entrusted to us, the ministry of reconciliation. He was the one who reconciled us to God, and He is challenging us, giving us this ministry for us to be able to reconcile ourselves with our fellow. So it is not only for those who have done, those people who have done wrong against you, or those people who are hurt because of what you've done, but in general, in our relationship, there should always be that kind of relationship where we build rather than build walls. Let's build bridges. Not only amongst your fellow Filipinos here, but even to other nationals, because this is what we're called for. I skipped 17. This time, let's move to 18, 19, 20, 21 together. Let's just read 20. We are therefore Christ's ambassadors, as though God were making His appeal to us. We implore you on Christ's behalf, be reconciled to God. God made Him who had no sin to be sin for us, so that in Him we might become the righteousness of God. Our holiness, our righteousness is made possible not because of what we have done, but because of what Christ has done. Let's all remember that. Ang atong pagkabalaan, yung ating pagkabanal ay hindi dahil sa mabait tayo. Kasi kahit sa ating kabaitan, pangit pa rin tayo sa pananaw ng Panginoon. Our goodness, we are still, we are filthy rags before the eyes of our righteousness is just like a filthy rag before the eyes of God. Yung ating kabanalan ay sa mata ng Panginoon, hugaw pa na sa trapo. Kabaitan ay mas marumi pa kaysa basahan. Walang kabaitan na walang anumang kabaitan na ginagawa natin na makapagbigay sa atin na 100% na righteous tayo. No. It's not about what we have done, but because what Christ has done. Remember the illustration? And that illustration, and what Jesus Christ has done should be announced, should be proclaimed, should be we should inform others about it. And better yet, let's invite everyone into the presence, into the transforming power of Jesus. The best way to do that is to invite them into the presence of the Lord. Not into the fellowship, not into a UCCP church, not into FCC or ano pa yung mga churches na nandito na sa paligid natin, but into Jesus Christ, into the power, the transforming power of Jesus Christ. Develop as the motive. Number 2, holding to Christ, living for ourselves for Jesus. Number 3, accepting others the way God accepts them. And number 4, building relationships. And number 5,
inviting everyone.
So these are what it means when we say year, I hope, year of transformation. And do you know, anong ibig sabihin ng Dubai pala? Abu Dhabi, pala. Ano yung Dhabi? Ha? It's a gazelle, no? Gazelle, yung Dhabi. Abu is father of gazelle. Kasi daw, bakit ako nagsabi nito? Kayo dapat what are these principles? Develop, hold, accept, build, and invite. If we are brought by this gazelle, by the bee, into these principles of what it means to be transformed, I do believe that there will be a transformation. That if anyone is in Christ, now that I am in Christ, I become a new being. The old is gone, the new is come. God bless us all.
ADF Council, together with the congregation, engaged in the collective vision casting process, united in prayer, purpose, and direction. The fellowship expressed a desire to grow from being an outreach initiative to becoming a fully recognized local church under the UCCP. The vision was shaped not by one individual, but by the active involvement and commitment of the council and the congregation, who shared the dream of building a church that reflects UCCP's mission, proclaiming the gospel, nurturing believers, and engaging in meaningful outreach. Milestone, appointment of a resident pastor. After months of faithful coordination and discernment, The fellowship received a great blessing, the appointment of a resident pastor. We joyfully welcome Pastor John Anthony O. Alon as the pastor of UCCP Abu Dhabi Fellowship. His arrival marks a significant step in establishing spiritual consistency, pastoral care, and long-term ministry development. Where we are headed, with God's guidance, UCCP Abu Dhabi Fellowship is committed to taking deliberate and prayerful steps toward full local church recognition. Our future direction includes regular worship services, continuation and strengthening of our Friday services, and special church year observances, Bible study and discipleship programs, launch of regular Bible study groups, discipleship tracks for spiritual growth, and training for lay leaders. Our CYF, strengthening the CYF ministry to develop the next generation of believers through worship, fellowship, service, and leadership. Tithes and offerings program, implementation of a structured stewardship and giving program to sustain ministry, operations, and support outreach efforts. Christian education, development of teaching ministries for all age groups to deepen knowledge and faith, community outreach and mission, explore ways to serve the broader Filipino and international community in Abu Dhabi through acts of service and evangelism, leadership development, ongoing training and equipping of church workers, council members, and ministry volunteers. And lastly, and more importantly, formal application for local church status. In partnership with UCCP Cagayan de Oro City Church and the National Office, pursue the necessary steps to officially recognize as a local church under the United Church of Christ in the Philippines. I would like to call on the council members and the members of the congregation who participated in our visioning and planning program. Before we started our worship service, we provided you with small sheets of paper, and please write your dream. When are we going to be a local church? Please come forward and put them in